Check, check, 1, 2. Check, check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Them's the numbers. Alright, welcome to another episode of Under Construction. I'm your host, Ellis, otherwise known as the Admiral. Today, we're back in Mini Metro for our pre-show. Let's see what the daily challenge is about. Auckland, normal, 53 minutes left on... Wait, what? Really? 53 minutes? We're doing these right at the end of the daily challenge? How did I not notice that before? Alright, let's get started. And of course, it's normal, so we don't have to panic. And feel free to share the stream link with whomever and wherever and whatever. Share it with your non-human alien buddies. Share it with your Rockies, etc. Now, this should be good, though. I don't know if my volume is working or not, because I cannot hear anything from this game or otherwise. Oh no, I can hear it. Let me know if the background noise is too loud, because I can adjust that as well. I am bald, that's right. I not only got my hair cut, I got all of them cut. So yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? No, I knew that I was going to be taking my mother out for a late Mother's Day dinner on Monday, and I knew that if I did that without getting a haircut first, I would never hear the end of it. But anyway, hi Mossy Mug, hi Cody, hi, oh, did I say Merger Mania? False advertising. Yeah, whatever this game is called. I don't remember what this game is. Doesn't matter. Not important. Whoops. This isn't not Tetris, which does imply that this is Tetris. Yeah, Mini Metro. 2 M's, also MM, but not that one. Sorry, my bad. You can call the FCC on me for false advertising or whatever. Surely they don't have better things to do. We're not playing an extreme this time, so I can do chicanery, which is always nice. Let's do this. I really don't have a picture for how this is gonna look, but boy, there's a lot of water in this map. I don't think I've played this map before. I wonder if you can get achievements from... Yeah, we're gonna need those tunnels. I wonder if you can get achievements from daily challenge maps. I know you can get achievements by doing 7 daily challenges in a row. I tried to do that. I forgot. Okay. How do this? What if do ring route and then do this? How's that? Now red is honestly kind of useless. 3 ads in a row, what has YouTube forgot? Well, I appreciate you watching the 3 ads because it gives me like 5 cents. Genuinely, that's what I make from YouTube, and it is nice because it's more than 0 cents. So, if you're seeing ads, just know that you are directly contributing to me and my well-being, but more importantly, you are contributing to the giant box of trading cards that's right behind me. That one, all those yellow envelopes are orders that need to go out. Thank you all for buying trading cards, and if you haven't bought trading cards, now is your opportunity. They're actually kind of flying off the shelves. Over a third of the Marks Madness cards are gone. So if you want guaranteed Marks Madness cards, you should probably grab them while you can. And I am being optimistic there. I don't think they're all going to sell out, but it seems like a real possibility. The first couple days of orders, it's been really good. Like, genuinely, it's been really good. I mean, you can see that big pile, and it's only been a couple of days since that was on Sunday, right? Well, Sunday was when I made the announcement in the Horseman server, and then the following day Mark put out the first episode of the new Railroader series, which is what I decided to use as an opportunity to you know, tack on the advertisement there, because of course the cards are from good old Mark's Madness. Went back and rewatched Mark's Madness just for the hell of it, and that was a lot of fun, and I'm glad that I got the chance to do that. And I would have loved to do it again this year, but it just was not in the cards for various reasons. No pun intended. Excuse me. I'm thinking that Blue needs another locomotive. Are you going to reproduce the older cards? If there's enough demand for them, I will. It's never been out of the question. If folks are interested in the old card packs, the old batches, if you continue to make noise about that, I would be interested in doing it, because as long as enough people are making noise about it that they will actually sell, then yeah, I have no problem with going back and doing the old ones. That said, I am still looking ahead. We have the next batches coming down, or not next batch. Sorry, next cards. Next cards are the Railway 200 batch, which is late, but oh well. So was Mark's Madness, and that is in commemoration of the 200th anniversary of the first scheduled passenger service. So it's a lot of passenger engines. It's a lot of unique engines, a lot of very early locomotives, and a couple of later examples that were really stand out in their own way. Sorry, East. You got by the false advertising. It's there. We are doing Mergermania. If we were doing Mergermania, it would be the entire stream. Something that wouldn't be terrible, to be honest, is doing Mergermania and having Tolbrynd in the background, just seeing what the AI can cock up in 3 hours. USA 250th cards, that would be not a bad thing. I feel like starting that now is definitely missing the boat, and I don't know, a lot of our locomotives are big name US engines already. That would be the only reason I would hesitate. Well, not the only reason, but it's one of the better reasons to hesitate, I think. The trading cards are already very US centric. Oh shoot, we need to think of the way out of this. Where do these people want to go? They want to go everywhere. Oh god. How about I just make just like a downtown line, I guess. Downtown Abbey. Pick up more stuff. Sorry. Collecting thoughts. Yeah, our cards are pretty US-centric. When we put together the Railway 200 batch, we made a conscious choice to not include anything from the United States. Because we wanted to make sure there were more things in there. We wanted to make it clear that, like, hey, the world has contributed to railroading, as well, right? I mean, the railroad is not an American invention. Some things in railroading are certainly American inventions, like the automatic air brake. My God, look at that. I think we made a mistake somewhere along the road here. This is rough. Damn. This green line is having the time of its life. Oh god, we're so hosed. We're turbo hosed. But yeah, the non-American contributions to railroading certainly can't be understated, and certainly, oh shoot, yeah, there we go. Well, this is a short one. Certainly we want to highlight that. I think, okay, how do we do? Probably poorly, right? Oh, yeah, we're in the bottom 50%. Okay, we kind of, on the mean. We are on this side of this blob, but some people have done outrageously well. Comparatively, anyway. I think Auckland. I think that might be the first time I played Auckland. And I didn't get an achievement, so whatever. I don't even know what the Auckland, like, starter achievement is. So anyway, weird late Steam experiments would be really cool. We did sort of do that with Batch 2, although they weren't necessarily late, and they weren't necessarily weird, they weren't necessarily experiments. But, you know, we do what we can. 250th commemorative pack doing the USATC, that would actually be not a bad idea. We could do a... Trainz here. We could do a museum badge that's USATC. We could do 5 steam engines and 1 diesel. That would actually be pretty doable. Well, you could do the S100, S200, S155, the Pershing, right? That's not any of those, because the 200 is the Mikado from Derail Valley. And then give me another one that I'm missing, and then give me a diesel. I mean, the Army had... was it the Army that had 80 tonners by the dozen? But yeah, I mean, 250th doing USATC would honestly not be the worst idea. Trenchy would be kind of fun. Trenchy definitely belongs in, like, a War Babies pack. And that would be fun, too. Hold on, I tabbed over... Oh, right, because I needed to post the stream link somewhere else. Give me a second. Videos, route building stream. Oh, I wrote route build, whatever. Those weird diesels that can change gauge. I don't even know what they are. I feel like I've heard about them, but I don't know what they are. This road, I think, is just going to be a dead end. As a matter of fact, it might be a dead end. Hold on. This could be an interesting way to do this. Hold on. What if I actually just lower the end of this road to make this a little easier? Yeah. How about that? Thumbs up, baby. Let's see. Macadam with the one side. One side. Trainz here. What is this? Okay, wait, hold on. If I scoot this over like that, then it works. Ignore the fact that the sidewalk is not on the helpful side here. That's not important. But yeah, no, if there's enough interest, I'm definitely not opposed to reprinting old batches, because some of those early cards were almost, like, they were pretty much just bought up off of Kickstarter. They did not get a lot of, you know, general ability to purchase. MRS1, that's a USATC thing? Because that's really neat, if so. So yeah, doing that again would be, I mean, it would be acceptable. It would be a reasonable thing to do so that people get another chance at them. The only problem is the market that we have is pretty small. And, like, yes, tell your friends about it. You know, encourage them to buy cards. The more cards that sell, the quicker we run out of stock, and the more often we have to restock. Be that using, you know, new sets of cards that we are producing, like Railway 200, or whatever the next one is, would it be that War Babies, or 250th, or something else. There have been a lot of good suggestions passed around for what would make a good batch. But, you know, be that one of those, or be that a reprint with some things fixed. I mean, most, if not all of our batches to this point have had errors. It's something I'm not super proud of, but the most recent, like, Into the Woods, I don't think has any recognized errors yet. Which is good. It means that we are getting a little bit better at this, I think. Wait. How come this is... How come this is so high at both ends? Okay. Whatever. I just want more cards to be out there in the world. If you have like a local museum or whatever that you think the cards would be good for, you can point them at me. And I would love to get these in museums. I would love to get these at gift shops, at tourist railroads. The biggest headache, the one of the 2 reasons, or 3 reasons really. There were 3 reasons we created the traded cards. Reason number 1 is because they make a very good companion to Locomotive Versus. That was not the first thing we thought of. It's not the reason we decided to make cards, but it is one of the practical upshots. It is like the de facto purpose for the cards to exist. Unfortunately, because they are, by that definition, game pieces, they cannot be shipped media mail. I learned this. But the ones by Walters. SMH my head. Excuse me. These are not lined up even remotely. Oh, for crying out loud. Alright, hang on. Oops. Well, you know what? That's not a big deal. So you've got these darn cards from Walters. I'm not impressed by them on multiple levels. The least of which being they're using, AI-generated crap for the box art. And the most of which being, like, there really doesn't seem to be a theme. Has anyone really looked at these cards? Has anyone purchased the Walters trading cards? Like, seriously? And I'm not saying that to, like, make fun of this guy. I'm honestly curious about, like, what did you get? What do they look like? What is the distribution of rarities? I know that I saw the store page for them, and it said, like, oh, you get 8 of the regular cards, and then 1, like, rare card, and 1 super rare card. And it's like, okay, well, what are those? Because I know that there's no theming. There's no Civilization 5 Great Works theming bonus going on here. The whole thing is spread between locomotives and rolling stock, and also full trains, and also bridges, apparently, is what I've heard. And, like, I don't get it. I don't get who comes into the meeting and goes, let's make trading cards, and then just rolls out this list of just random ideas. What's up, TJ? Are you finally home? I know you've had a day today. I was glad to get home at like 6:15, and this is not me bragging, I apologize. But that meant I could actually sit down, I could eat food, I could spend a little bit of time with my wife before we started this. Yeah, I see your locomotive and raise you a bridge. Yeah, I just don't get it. Like, why? What is the thought process here? What is the theming? What is, like, what are you doing, Walters? Yeah, I woke up the next night. I was wondering why you weren't saying anything on the ride home. Because not that I invited much conversation, the last thing I said to you was oof, when you said you were going to miss your train. Or at least the train that I was on. And then I didn't hear anything, and I was thinking, I wonder what happened to TJ. I guess, it was shame on me for just, like, responding with oof and not saying something that could do anything else, that I wasn't contributing to the conversation. I wasn't pulling my weight there. But the fact that you passed out and then woke up in Cranston makes sense. most people on public transit, most people on the T are sleeping, or at least they're not there. You know, they are somewhere else. They are staring at something: the window, the floor, the seat in front of them, their phone, their laptop, their book. You know, nobody is going to F with you on public transit because they're all just going somewhere. I mean, the bus is a different story. The bus always has more room for chicanery, but the train, I'll sleep on any train. Um, and I was thinking about this because I've been tossing around the idea, and nothing's set in stone. Uh, I've been tossing around the idea of going to the Pacific Northwest this year. And I'm saying it out loud because, as always, when you talk about the thing that you're working hard to do, it takes the pressure off a little bit. It makes you feel a little less like, I gotta do it. Which is why you should never talk about your big projects to anybody, at least until you start on them, because it gives you the same like happy brain chemicals as actually doing the project, just talking about it. That's why I always talk about my world building endeavors and the Dyson Sphere thing, because I know I'm never gonna have time to do it, so it doesn't matter. Oh, worried about missing your stop. Yeah, no, that's very fair. Well, the thing is, the train that TJ and I usually take terminates in Providence. It's you know, that's when the conductor came on the horn and said, "You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. This is the last stop, Providence," which was a great little moment. But more importantly, I can't stay there. They would have been like, "Yo, this is your stop. Get off the train." They do a walkthrough of the train to make sure nobody is passed out. The train will terminate at that station. Yes, Terminus podcast this weekend. Everybody, tune in. And if you leave anything big behind, make sure it's a 10 or a 20. That guy says the same thing every day. Yeah, perfect. I haven't noticed previously, but then again, it has been months since I've gone to the office. Gloria thought it was the first office day since we got married, but I don't think so. I think there was one other time that I went, a few months ago. No, it wasn't, because the dude I always talked to on the ride home knew I was married already. So I must have told him last time. No, he's not my coworker. He works at a random insurance company. We just happen to befriend each other because we always sit at the back of the train. We only communicate on the train ride home, and we have no points of contact other than that. I don't even know his name. But I had a great time with him today. And also, TJ, I don't know about your ride home, but you didn't miss much. The back of that train was packed. We even had like average male friendship. It's true. It's true. So there had to have been one other office day. When? I don't know. But at some point. I'm trying to think of, because it must have been during the winter time. It was probably in like November. Because it would have been right after I got married. Thursdays are the worst. Thursdays are the worst. I mean, my company does office days on Thursdays. Apparently, so does everybody else. What are you gonna do? Okay, I want the concrete driveway. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Matt. Thank you, Matt. I did get married. What is this? Oh, this is just a nice fence. Wait, is being in the office on Thursdays required at WSP? No. Well, I don't know. Maybe. I don't think so. If it is, nobody's hassled me about it, that's for sure. I don't go to the office. This was the first time I've been to an office in months, let alone the Boston office. The longest trek for me. Or at least the longest one that I'll do on a regular basis. No, yeah, no, you're fine, Mossy. Don't panic. Uh, you still go in every day, bruh. What are you worried about? Also, ask your supervisor, not me. I don't know if they want you in the office on Thursdays or not. Uh, if you were in my office, I'd tell you to go home. Every day. Just kidding, that's rude. I would want to hang out. I'm there every day, but I want to make sure to be there on Thursday especially. You can also, like, bonus, you can also be mentally present on Thursday. As opposed to just physically present, which is me every day. What's the meme? Like, when do you check out? It's at, like, when do you leave work? Oh, physically at 5 o'clock, but mentally at 2 o'clock, or at 11 a.m. on Fridays. Being mentally present is no fun, says Guy. I can't really disagree. Work is boring. Work sucks, I know. Is this area flat or not? No, it's definitely not. Okay. That is a good thing. Let's just lower this down a little bit. I don't want it to be flat. I was looking at God's Country, Woonsocket, earlier today. Looking at how the city sort of bends around the river, with the significant changes in elevation that go on over there. And I'm thinking, like, shoot, I need that. But really, really what I need is, where's the railfan cam at? Oh, that is Springfield, Mass. Really what I need is, like, I need a mini municipality that's kind of attached to this one. Just like, this is downtown, and then it goes into suburbs, and then the suburbs end, and then they, then there's another clump of houses and a couple of businesses. But that still, like, feels intrinsically connected. Woo, New Haven territory, said no one ever. Although this was a Boston and Albany station. But yeah, it is New Haven territory. I think we could get the heritage units up here for Hartford line. But yeah, it's like sort of like how we have Constance over here, but a little bit bigger and a little bit closer. Excuse me. Sorry, it was caught right here. I'm sure you know what I mean. I struggle. Okay. Let's keep on moving. But we need to do an episode where I don't touch. McGinnis definitely never cheered for them. He cheered them all the way into his bank account. But that's about it. Hey, look, a train. Okay, let's hold on. Run that back. What is the blue house? I saw the blue house with a blue window. Blue is the color that all that I wear. This is a strange house. Well, the person is blue. Okay. These are all weird shaped houses. We'll just go with this one for the millionth time. This is a nice house. We've used this plenty of times before. I think I had a plan for what I wanted to do with this triangle, like the actual triangle, but now I don't remember and don't care. It'll come to me. The thing we need more than anything is more houses. Signed, every person living anywhere near a city in the year 2026. Let's see. Give me that one again. The little gray bungalow. There we go. The big cheese. Oh, we got the big cheese somewhere? Where'd the big cheese come from? Why did you say that? The Big Cheese is a great little pizza place not too far from us. Babe, do you remember what we got from the Big Cheese last time that I was, like, enamored about? Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, their barbecue chicken pizza slaps. Put a pizza shop in the middle of the triangle. Oh, yeah, we can do that. The Big Cheese is the triangle. That makes sense. And I'm going to just eat the whole thing and my body's going to go whoop, in a triangle. I mean, Bojo's does kind of win for the crust and the fact that they just give you honey. We do love Bojo's, but unfortunately, that is far from here. Oh, yeah. Definitely would never complain about Bojo's. Unless you mean I was just deciding on what to get for dinner and now it's pizza. Hey, I mean, you're the one who said the Big Cheese, although I guess you didn't know that that was a pizza shop when you said it. Needs an Autos. Autos is pretty good. Definitely can't complain about Autos. You haven't been to Autos yet, babe, right? Autos is a pizza place up in Maine. We went there with Dan a couple times, or not Dan, I guess. Yeah, oh, Mossy Mug is Mossy Mug on this. I'm thinking of your Minecraft name, Mossy. I've been meaning to ask, so I suppose I'll do it live on air. Mossy Mug, where does Mossy Mug come from? Why is the mug mossy? New mountaineering invention called pants. Thank you, Matt. And thank you for clearing up what the heck Dean just said. Because I don't know what that means. I thought it was neat. Okay, fair enough. A good a reason as any, to be honest. I wanted something woodsy. I mean, I wanted something woodsy and you like coffee. That, honestly, I think you understood the assignment. Like, you did it. And at least it's not cringe. I'm the Admiral because of self-insert fanfic. There's really not two ways about that. What? Excuse you what? No, you want to elaborate on that excuse me? What's the excuse me? No, I'm not. You can't do that to me and then just leave me hanging. For what it's worth, not that kind of fanfic. Does that clear anything up? Okay. That's kind of what I thought. Okay, Brahms. Listen. When I was 11 years old, Bombs321 was the funniest thing I could ever have as a username. It was the greatest joke I'd ever written. All right. I thought that was hilarious. And there ain't more to it than that. Bombs321 was also my original RuneScape account. This is the first account I ever named. I want a RuneScape account. I'll be Bombs321. And then I forgot the password. Or somebody took it, or something happened. I don't know. My point is, I couldn't get into that account again after day one, playing with it. So I was like, no, I need a new username. I know about this dude called Rain Man. And I like trains. So what if I'm Train Man? Because it's like, I'm like Rain Man because I'm smart or whatever. But I don't want to be that pretentious and just call myself Rain Man. This is literally the thoughts that went through my head at 12 years old. Making my second RuneScape account. It actually might have been younger than 12. Um, the punchline is kaboom. Um, you password lamp rope. You want it? It's yours, my friend. Uh, that's a good one. Uh, yeah, I was like, oh, that way I'll be like Rain Man, but I won't be Rain Man. People won't think that I'm, I think I'm that smart. But secretly, I do think I'm that smart. I'm not that smart. Learned that much later. Learned that during differential equations in college. Uh, Closest I ever came to failing a class. And I understand that I am an incredibly lucky individual, like, period. But specifically, uh, because I have never failed a class, not even in engineering school. And not only did I never fail one, I never elected to do pass no credit. Like, um, I never, like, hold on, I need to find something. I never went like, okay, I need to just skip this and try it again later. I always called it doing college on hard mode. Like, yeah, every class I'm in, I'm locked in. Um, I'm fully locked in. I don't need, I'm not backing out. And it worked out by some absolute miracle because, boy, while differential equations was definitely my most difficult class, like the one that I felt the worst about, the suffering central, if you will. Um, I there were plenty of classes I was bad at. I'll just put it that way. There were plenty of classes I was bad at. There were plenty of classes that I would not have made it through if it weren't for very cool and helpful people, aka friends, and classmates. And there were classes that I wouldn't have made it through if it weren't for things just kind of working out with the way that the grading was done and the way that I managed to get my hands on the resources finally. Like, um, oops. If I remember right, thermo and fluids, thermodynamics and fluid dynamics, whatever that class was actually, whatever thermo and fluids is properly short for. Um, oh, what the heck are you? That's kind of neat. Um, I didn't, I didn't have the book for the first third of the class. I just hadn't managed to get my hands on one. Um, we just scrolled by Amy Winehouse again. Uh, and it was just like, okay, you're gonna need the book to do the homework. You need to do the homework to like understand the material. That's a reminder for those of you going into college, whoever sees this, and even if you're in any other school too. The homework is not for the teacher's benefit. It is for your benefit. It is so that you get a chance to mess around with the material and know what you don't know. One of the hardest things about life is that you don't know what you don't know. So, you know, uh, being able to get a crack at the material and try it out for yourself with whatever limitations you're going to have on the test, plus a book for reference if you need it. You know, not throwing all the questions into Wolfram Alpha. Um, uh, you know, and then you go, oh shoot, okay, this is what I need to brush up on. This is what I need to learn. Very, very helpful. Cannot be overrated, to be honest. Especially if you include practice tests in that. I know that's not homework. Homework is assigned, but you know what I mean. Um, but I couldn't do any of that. I couldn't do that. I couldn't even follow along in the lectures properly. I just sort of vibed in that class for the first third of the class, and the saving grace was the lowest test score got dropped at the end, and I said, that's okay. I will have a textbook by the time we make it to the first exam, or make it through the first exam. Therefore, I will be able to I'll be able to get up to speed then. I literally said, like, I'm going to have the textbook in time for the first exam. The exams are open book and open notes. I am going to figure it out on the fly. I'm going to assemble this plane while I'm flying it. And it worked. I mean, I didn't do well on that test. I failed pretty dismally, but that's okay because that test score got stricken from the record. And more importantly, and this is the thing that I always think about and I get the warm and fuzzies about, with the test in front of me and my crappy notes from that class and the book, I was learning. I was coming across the problem and then going, okay, that's this, let me find that in the book, tearing through that section, figuring out what I needed, and completing problems. Well, moving forward on problems, anyone who's done a test in engineering school knows that, like, problems are all 17 parts, and you're, like, if you don't absolutely know what you're doing, you're not gonna, you're gonna stumble through parts A, B, and D, but C might as well be written in a different language, and E and F you're just not gonna get to. When the test says 90 minutes, one question, that's when, like, you have to go and grab the paper bag, and just have a little anxiety attack. But, all good. It was all good. I made it through school. I didn't fail. I'm here talking to you now. This has nothing to do with my profession. I was doing this before I was in high school. Some of you were around, man. I enjoy imagining you in lecture hall, every student comment collected, and you're just scrambling through a book like a madman. That was me in the test. That was literally me in the test. I was just like, okay, bam, bam, bam. I don't even remember. I don't think that was a class where I had a digital book. I think I did get an actual bound book for that, which, of course, gazillion dollars. No, you know what? That might have been a digital book that I finally got my hands on. Like, I got my hands on a digital copy of it. That's why it was taking me so long, because I just couldn't afford the regular one, and I hadn't found one online yet, or something. I wasn't around, but I was watching this channel, so you were around. That counts as being around. I'll count the parasocial shenanigans. Like, I might not have known who you were, but despite the fact that those early videos did end up eventually getting a lot of views, the channel was smaller back then. Line has gone up since then. Of course, that doesn't mean there's more engagement or more video watching. The views for video have dropped off. But occasionally the algorithm throws me a bone. Of course, all of you commenting and liking and subscribing, sorry, had to, really helps me out, because the more activity a video has, the more the algorithm seems to like it and favor it and promote it. Although I have been straightforwardly promoted videos with like 10 views lately. I don't know if it's because YouTube has figured out that I'm down with cool tiny little content creators, or there's some kind of paradigm shift going on. I was in parasocial, I was 9. I mean, you can still have parasocial relationships with children. You just shouldn't. Looking at you, fill in the name. The problem is that I don't. The problem is that I don't have to say who I'm thinking of right now, and you will all come up with somebody. And yeah, and now I'm on a list. Yep, I'm on a list. Well, maybe I'm talking about the Santa's list. He's checking it twice. Oh no. Where does it go from there? Someone get the dank meme docs. For which quote exactly? Because there was plenty of stuff, and I feel like too many opportunities there. Too many opportunities for badness. said I'm on a list. I'm on a list of collaborators for ES&DT Season 2. If people haven't tuned into that, I welcome it. It is a lot of fun. Perhaps too much fun. Episode 2 might have been too much fun. You can be the judge of that when we get there. The question of would you rather have unlimited Pacifics but no money, or Pacifics, unlimited Pacifics but no Pacifics, I think was the question that was posed. It's weird because I know that you'll be receiving coal this year. I receive coal every year. It's a problem. I've got a piece of coal on my desk. Do you think this is it? I have a second piece of coal on my desk. I have a piece of coal in my car. There is more. I still have no idea what that means, but I'm playing along with it. What means? Doc's been updated. What did you put in the doc? What did you put? Now I've got to go find it. What did you put in the doc? At least I'm the person who owns this doc. Oh my god, there's so many quotes in here. What the heck is this? Cards Against Me. Oh god, alright. You shouldn't have... Oh, you shouldn't. Shouldn't. That's a good thing to put in the doc. You shouldn't have parasocial relationships with children. Yes, that is correct. You should not. Good job. Listen up, so many content creators. The problem is when they stop being parasocial relationships and start just being straight grooming. That's a problem. That's when things get bad. You don't want to do that. I don't know who needs to hear this, but don't do that. Okay. This is a diamond minecart. Alright. Yeah, unfortunately there's too many people. Thank God there are still wholesome YouTubers out there who don't do that. Markiplier, thank you. Thank you for being eternally cool. Has anyone here seen Iron Lung? I have not yet. I know Gloria wants to see it really bad. Iron Lung got brought up in a thing that I was reading about Project Hail Mary. So I just skipped past the spoilers because I don't really know anything about that movie. I know there's an ocean of blood. So that's it though. That's all I know. I know there's an ocean of blood and a submarine and Markiplier. And an alien planet, right? I think there's an alien planet. I mean, I hope the ocean of blood isn't on Earth, because if so, I would have a lot of questions as to where the blood came from. And that's mostly because I know that fungal shifts in Noita don't work that way in real life. Also, yes, amaze. I was watching scenes of Project Hail Mary with Gloria while we were eating our dinner. One of my favorite scenes that is tough to find, I finally found a short of somebody snipped it and put it up, is the scene of Ryan Gosling is talking to the camera, and he goes, he tells me what to do, he tells me when to do it, he tells me how to do it, he tells me where to do it, and then when I do it, he's like, "What are you doing?" Partially because the line delivery is stellar, but partially because I feel like we can all relate to that in some way. On some level. On some level, we've all had a boss, or a parent, or a sibling, or whomever, a friend, that you're trying to do something for, and they lay it all out for you, and then you do it, to the best of your ability, following those guidelines. Like, you think you're nailing it, and they're just like, no, it's all wrong. This is all wrong. What are you doing? You're doing a terrible job. Everything you're doing is bad. I want you to know this. Is the reaction, right? Okay, which okay, we've already established that the property lines follow this boundary. But yeah, that scene, the scene with the discovery of life on Adrian, is also very fun, because it runs into the Grace is learning to drive the spaceship properly and is all over the place, and Rocky's just like, no, bad, bad, we die. All Rocky plural die. All Earth die, we die. And it's just, again, such stellar delivery, which is funny to say because it's supposed to be a synthesized voice. But, you know, it works. It works. So, I love that movie. Very good. Do recommend. If it's still in theaters, I'm tempted to see it again in theaters because I was talking about it with Gloria's aunt, and she really wanted to see it, and I was like, oh, I will totally go see Project Hail Mary again with you. Synthesized voice is just ultimate deadpan. Words of great encouragement. So good. I love it so much. Ah, oh, Mossy, you gotta see it. You gotta see it before it leaves theaters. I know. I assume you're not much of a theater goer. Otherwise, you know, you would have seen it. But no, it's worth a watch in theaters specifically. I mean, I went to see it in IMAX, and I don't regret it at all. Which is to say that it was really good in IMAX because I'm not really a sucker for IMAX. I think it's just a lot of extra money. And the last movie that I saw in IMAX, I don't know why I saw it in IMAX. It was not worth seeing in IMAX. And I know I talked about this a couple episodes ago after I went to see Project Hail Mary. I'm sorry, I'm relitigating it. I hope everyone is fine with that. You know, continue chatting. Get me on a different subject if you want. There were things that I wanted to talk about today. Oh, we have our first road trip of the episode. Do we want to go on a little road trip? It's about trolleys. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to find what I'm looking for, but if everybody's up for a road trip, so am I. Alright, I put fences around these houses. Oh. Also, it's 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock. It's on the hour. You know what that means. Get up, stretch. Oh, unless you are watching this on a treadmill, at least do a little stretch. You were supposed to remind me about that. Alright, change of gears really quick. We're going to go to screen mode. We're going to go over here. We're going to do a trip. Open railway map. So, my coworker, we were looking around in Northern Mass. The reason we were looking around in Northern Mass, I've showed this on the stream before, but I'm going to show it again. It's worth looking at more than once. Or maybe it's worth never looking at, period. Because it's awful to look at. Hold on, it's in Lawrence, it's over here, it's this. So we were looking at this, and I was like, Dominic, are you aware of this? This ridiculousness of train comes out of a shrub, down the middle of the road, then goes over to the left shoulder, and then finally gets off the street after like 100 feet to run in the grass, and then as soon as it does that, it immediately ducks back across the street. This is an active rail line. This is atrocious, and I really want to model it. It's kind of amazing. We kind of already modeled this in Mason's Landing. So, you know, there is that. No, I was looking around up here, and because we were working a project up here, and he's like, hey, there's something I want to show you. Scroll over here to Methuen. And I was like, yeah, what's up? And he's like, look at this. Look at this piece of railroad in the woods. What could this be? It just ends here. It doesn't really go anywhere. And then same thing, it doesn't really go anywhere over here. I don't know where that would go because it just has this little stub of a street and then disappears. And I said, well, we know there are no major railroads around. Like, there are no major railroads around here, and that's Canopy Lake. This is an amusement park. It used to be a trolley park. You'll notice they even have a little thing here. Is Canopy Lake the one that had the trolley? I think. Yes. Oh shoot! I'm glad somebody remembers. Gloria says yes. I lost it. Where's Canopy Lake? Where's the lake? I feel like it should stick out, but it's not sticking out. It's over here somewhere. Is it over the line into New Hampshire, or is it in Mass? Why am I not looking it up? It's going to be literally on my screen. Nope, it's not. Oh, it's way in New Hampshire. It's way over the line. Okay, yeah, but Canopy Lake. They had a trolley as well. I mean, they literally had a trolley, as in they were a trolley park at the end of trolley lines. But they also had a trolley that chilled here afterward. I think it belonged to Seashore. So I don't know what happened to it. But you know, the Canopy Lake Express is like a Cagney. What is this one? Oh, the Yankee Cannonball is a hybrid coaster. Yes, I think. That's rough. Anywho, Canopy Lake. So I said, this must be street railway. This must be street railway. And then I looked up. Methuen Street Railway. And then I get this Facebook post. Facebook. Really kind of the best and worst in the internet sometimes. You can find some really obscure crap over here. Here's a map. Here's a map. To Canopy Lake. It says so right there. How about that? So it comes down here and also here. It comes down through streets. It ducks across the railroad tracks into downtown Methuen. You have a little stub here, I guess. Turns right, or turns left, goes across here. Then goes up this way, past Marston Corner. And look at that, it diverges from the road to go around Scotland Hill, which is this. And I said, would you look at that? There's our street railway. It is the, not Methuen, it is the Lawrence and Methuen Street Railway. Or later the Massachusetts Northeastern Street Railway, which goes around. I love how you can see where the passing siding is notated as well. It goes around Scotland Hill. And then it goes into Haverhill. Do I have a map of the railroad in Haverhill? No, absolutely not. This is literally the only thing I've found that confirms the existence of this railroad. But it does confirm it as a trolley. Hold on. Is this our pain in the neck? I think it might be. Oh, you know what? It's off map. If I could scroll down further, I think it's down there where this goes down, right? Because that crosses Lawrence. Oh, it tucks up here. It's on Glen Street. Yeah, I think actually it's right here. It's right here. Pretty sure. So you don't see it on the map, but it is over there. That ridiculousness. Anyway, happened to the Canopy trolley. Oh, Lake Compounds. Yes, sorry, yes. I was thinking of Lake Compounds. They, like a running one or an on display one? Huh. I'm wondering if those memories are... Yeah, have you been... Did you go to both as a kid? Oh, then... Wait, then how would you know? Wait. No, sorry, I said, yeah, Lake Combat... Okay. They might have had one on display. I don't think they had one running because I don't know where they would put it. It didn't look like there were any tracks there. But... Who knows? I mean... amusement parks change a lot, given time. So, um, yeah, okay. Lake Compounds was returned to the shoreline trolley. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm remembering. Okay. So yeah, sorry. You want to know something else, Matt? When I pulled open the map of maps, the street railway map, um, it stayed open in my Google Maps after I had closed it. Like it opened into my Google Maps and stuck there, which I didn't realize was a thing. Because when I opened my Google Maps later to check something, I think it was like where my bus was. Uh, it came up, and I was like, "What are these squiggles all over my map? What am I looking at? This is not transit directions." And it was the map. It had remained open as a layer. Thank you, Mew, for clearing that up. I was just handing out misinformation. This is why don't believe everything you hear on the internet. Don't believe everything you hear on the internet. However, if that thing happens to be BNSF is making a heritage unit, believe the hell out of it, because they did, and it looks pretty sick. And allegedly there's a third one. There is another. So we have two. One says freedom. The other one says something else. Liberty, maybe? Liberty. Sorry. But there are two of them, and they have the same thing on the, they have the different things on the thing. I also saw the Avalia, the third, not the third, but the 250th painted Avalia. It is, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the way they did it. Like, it's not bad, but they didn't do the whole train, first of all. And the power card just doesn't really line up. Like, it already doesn't line up, but, like, it really doesn't line up now. Liberty Bibberty, yes. Somebody said that the middle car should be and, or the third locomotive should be and, like friggin' conjunction junction style. Freedom and liberty. But you know, I mean, I am trying not to let my natural hype for cool painted locomotives be dampened by, you know, all the things, but it's tough. But I'm still trying to find the good and the bad. I'm still trying to find the, like, the at the end of the day, this is my country, and even though it is deeply flawed, I still think it's neat that we've been around for 250 years, and we can paint some stuff red, white, and blue, and make it look kind of sick. Not opposed, really. They should do this every year. I want a new livery from the train. I want a new livery from the Class 1s every year that is commemorating something. That somebody, Warren Buffett isn't even in charge anymore. But whatever. Somebody get Warren Buffett one of those 100 years ago today calendars, and just have him come up with new schemes for every, you know, livery bivery, yeah. Livery bivery Bach, the something just something to something. Like, come on, you can come up with everything. If Google can make a new Google Doodle like every other day, I'm sure the Class 1s could figure out how to make a cool scheme out of Google Doodle today. Search our Doodle library. Mother's Day unit. Wait, is today Father's Day? No, this is that's Father's Day, not in the U.S. Sorry. Because Father's Day in the U.S. is in June. What is my birthday? Let me put in my birthday. Sorry, you can't see this right now. Next, what doodles were on my birthday? Celebrating Oscar picked. Okay. Fall 2019, spring 2019, Southern Hemisphere. New Zealand elections 2017. I'm sure they could figure out something. Thinking of a Yankee Doodle livery? Yes! Yes, that would slap. That'd be cool. I want a Yankee Doodle livery. We're really taking our sweet time over here, huh? I just don't feel like doing more fences. I'm swinging for these fences, but I'm not enjoying it. Or I'm taking my time, is what I'm doing. And that's not a bad thing. Especially because so many of these things we can now start copying and pasting. So let's bring this up. I think I want to... Yeah. Okay. Because I want... Oh, shoot. Okay, well... Whatever. We're just gonna have to deal with that. Let's do this. Okay. Let's make this driveway. So, New Zealand election heritage unit, yeah. You can make multiple for that. I mean, you know, get all the candidates. I mean, the nice part is they're not in New Zealand, so they can just sort of do whatever. It's not tied to American political situation, so it's good. It's fine. Everything's cool. Anyway. Okay, so we've got a humongous driveway, because why not? Then we're going to switch back to Surveyor Classic to do everything else. It's just going to take forever to do all these driveways, but it was taking forever to do all the driveways and also all of the, you know, everything else, all the houses, etc., etc. So, taking a little bit of time to do all the driveways, not the end of the world. We need something more unhinged. Nook heritable. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Anarchy Chest gets a heritage unit. Why not? Yeah, I'm here for this. Oh, we are hovering. We are above the ground. The houses are floating. That is less than ideal. Oh, this house is currently kind of sinking. Okay. Liberty, freedom, holy hell. The en passant heritage unit. No, but seriously, I mean, you could do one for, you know, chess grandmasters or whatever. The Levy chess heritage unit. The Gary chess heritage unit. Inventor of chess. I mean, I wonder, like, you know, because chess as a game is, like, hundreds and hundreds of years old, right? I wonder if you could even begin to figure out, okay, like, when, like, what date do you make a heritage unit for this, for chess? Could it be Little Venice? Could it be, like, the day that Garry Kasparov lost to Deep Blue? You know, could we call it Skynet Day, actually? Or I mean, I'm sure there's a canonical day in Terminator lore, although, you know, good luck getting the license for that, I guess. Well, I mean, you're a Class 1 rarity, you can do whatever you want, you've got more money than God. But, you know, the Skynet Day, you know, this is the Terminator Heritage Unit, the Arnold Schwarzenegger Heritage Unit. It's just the Austrian flag. It's just the Austrian flag on the locomotive. Uh, isn't the Austrian flag like very plain? Am I misremembering? I might be. Um, no, it's bacon, right? The Austrian flag is just the red stripes and the white stripe. Not Australia. And yes, it's bacon. Okay, yes. Um, the day the castling unalived. Um, long bacon heritable. Heritable for the evil and intimidating horse. I'm just thinking, like what is the, just get like the Trainz fantasy scheme people on this. Just every class 1 needs to hire one unhinged person that they found on the Trainz forums, uh, to just make paint schemes forever. I mean, I'm sure they could spare the payroll for one person. Uh, because if we don't force them to do that, they're going to get ChatGPT to do it, and that will be no fun for anybody. Oh, is it getting mad at you for posting it? Oh man, should I like fight the algorithm right now? I could do that. I could just say it over and over again. Why would I do that? I don't know. Uh, I don't know if I mean because I don't have like chat moderators, so I think it's just going off of sort of whatever. I might have it set to like a basic level of moderation. I don't know. Um, but oh well. Must censorship. Thanks a lot, Daddy YouTube. Please don't shut me down. That. I mean, you could do them for F. Nelson Blount Heritage Unit on the day that he crashed his plane. I guess chat cannot recite American Pie. That's how you know things have really gone downhill. Oh, we found the middle. If you can't recite American Pie, but you can recite Cake by the Ocean, we know whose side on the pie versus cake debate YouTube is on. Ross Roland Heritage Unit. No. LSD Atwood, yes. The LSD Atwood Heritage Unit is a steam locomotive that explodes. Based as hell. Can we get an LSD Atwood magnet for 52? I know 52 has like the names of, the magnets for the formative WMF members that have passed away. Can we get one for LSD Atwood? Because I think that would be appropriate. Or at least as appropriate as it gets. Fred Morrison, Harry Percival Heritage Units, I'm here for that. Isn't that just 52 all of the time? We convince multi-level marketing to put Atwood's name on the cab. Yes. When 11 is fixed. What if they're like, we don't want to do that? That schmuck blew himself up. Then we say that is the best thing you could do. Truly the greatest triumph. Sorry, multi-level and marketing. I know someone who just calls it the pyramid scheme locomotive as a shorthand. Okay. Let's see. Do we have driveways on all these now? It should have been me, not him. I should have owned a 2-foot Empire and then died in a boiler explosion. That would be peak character arc for me. Alright, I don't feel like doing more fences. What else should we do? You know what? Should we do... Excuse me. Should we do another industry, maybe? Let's do... Okay, we've got this one done. This just, what, takes or makes palletized goods? This produces palletized goods. You okay, baby? We've got everything over here done. Now, let me remember properly with the cows. Oh, consumes 20 cattle and produces 1 character F. That's right. Alright, CMU, thank you for hanging around. We should still be around for another hour and a half. I know that things have quieted down out there. So I'm going to slow it down with some smooth chats. Just kidding. I know, everyone showed up for the alleged Merger Mania, which, my bad. I wasn't paying attention. I was typing faster than my mind was going. We did not start with Merger Mania. What would be, like... What would be the next, like, clickbait game that I would put in there? What would get people excited? Start the episode with Loco Dome. There's your 3 hours. There are spots of brown or spots of gray in this forest. That needs to be corrected. I don't want to see grid anywhere. And what's funny is the dots will shine through sometimes. You know, even if I get rid of all of the yellow lines, sometimes I'll just barely be able to make out some dots sticking out from under a building. At least it's noticeable. Oh yeah, Elder Scrolls 6. We're gonna start the game with... we're gonna do our pre-show in the Elder Scrolls 6. And then it's just like, you know, Skyrim, but with all the mods. The ultimate Skyrim mod pack from the one Donkey video, I think it was. Is that a crab with a top hat and a monocle? Come on, Master Chief, let's get the fuck out of here. Or, you know, that, but with also with the Dagoth follower. Two-foot trading cards revealed. Honestly, though, I didn't get the chance to. We did do the unboxing on the stream. We did do the unboxing, and then I didn't really look at what anybody was getting as I was packaging the orders. Sans one person who was the first person that didn't use the coupon code, so I know that came from the high scored. The first person that didn't use the coupon code that only bought 1 pack, and I went, "This is a new customer. Surely this is a new customer." If I want people to be repeat customers, I really hope they get something good on their first go round. Like, I hope that they get like a good pack to start with. You know, and if you're only buying 1 pack, there's a chance you get a real stinker. I finally opened my pack. You want to see what I got? I got Cookham Manor, this guy, which, you know, is stellar, right? Cookham Manor. So, little British thing, one of the gazillion GW or 10-wheelers. I got Black Fox, which is pretty sweet. I love Black Fox. Very cool engine. Card that I definitely wanted, especially because it's towards the small side. It's got 11,000 pounds of tractive effort, which isn't anything to sneeze at per se, but it's not great. And then I got the Reuben Wells. Everybody loves Reuben Wells. I know I do. 010 1868. Real goofy machine. And then I got another Reuben Wells and another Black Fox. And I went, damn, that sucked. But I did also get the Virginian. I got the EL2B helper card, 5% chance in every pack. Solid. So like that I can't complain about because that is really good trading fodder. Do I think I will ever need the EL2B in a Loco Dome? I don't know what they're going to do yet. Still, I need to sit down and work on what the helper cards are going to be, but like how they're going to play. But I already have another helper card that I like more than that. So if somebody really wants the EL2B and is willing to trade me a couple of cards, more than one, you know, something like another class 3 and a class 2, maybe, depending on what they are, then I will part ways with it. You know, it's a trading card. You're supposed to trade them. I'm certainly happy to trade away the stuff that I have, even if it means I've got to redo my catalog and remake my rosters. Because roster building is half the fun. At least for me it is. So that, and then let's work this along here. Okay. And then we got our river edge spline to throw in. Just to take it a little bit further. I know I said we'd work on industries. I just saw this and I went, you know what, how am I going to do that? That's how I'm going to do that. One of the things is when you see a problem and you can think of a solution, implement it right there. And the reason you don't want to hesitate is that if you didn't have a solution in mind, it means you didn't come up with one yet. So it's time to come up with one. You know what? This needs to budge just a little bit to the right. Hold on. But I should open myself up, you know, regarding Tuba trading cards, among other things. I should definitely open up the sort of theoretical floodgates on the museum batches. I could definitely see doing a museum batch for 2 foot. I mean, I could see doing a full batch for 2 foot, but when it's like a special interest thing, I'm a little bit hesitant on quantity, and I would like to start small. If we do a museum batch of WWF stuff, my first thought was, oh, obviously 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, but that doesn't really make a lot of sense. What you'd want to do is probably 6, 7, 11, 9, and 10. And 11 being main locomotive and machine 11. Or maybe you want to do, maybe you want one of those to be 3, actually, instead of 7. Like, stuff that's actually run there reasonably often. You know, I have a contact at high school who works at the Rare Museum in Pennsylvania. Rare Museum in Pennsylvania is a tough museum to get stuff into the gift shop of. I have reached out to them before, they're not interested, which is a bummer. You know who may be interested, based on a conversation that I had with not them, but somebody else, is the Age of Steam Roundhouse. Age of Steam has enough locomotives to do a batch of just Age of Steam. And I haven't thought about what would be what, but I would be happy to lay that down and figure out what would be what. TJ, we're talking trading cards. 5 steam engines. Obviously, the diesel has to be 52. 5 steam engines in a WWF museum batch. What would you want in it? And I'd love to hear this from the other 2-footers in the chat. Because I will think about this now that the Marks Madness batch is out. The diesel should be the Brookville, not 52? It has to be 52. Come on. We can't do the Brookville instead. I would say 52 is the best option there. But five Steam, no, not 53. Uh, the X cart would be so funny. The X cart would be really funny. Uh, Main narrow gauge one. Yeah, no, I still, but we only get one diesel. We only get one non-steam engine, and I think if we get one, it has to be 52. Like, there's no two ways about it. But for steam engines, right? For steam engines, we need 5. We could do 5. And I'm saying this like, I'm putting this out there as like a thought, because we can discuss it right now on the show. Why not throw some ideas around? And then I can have like that idea, and I can work up some cards kind of quickly, to be honest, because we have photos of all of them. Thankfully we know the head of media at the WWF, 910 3 11 11. I think 910 3 11 11 is a good option. I would swap one of those with 6, maybe. 9 10 3 6 11, not 6 11, 11 6. Because then we do the OG, the dumb Sandy River Steam. I'm talking about for the WWF. No. That we can save for like the cursed Trainz pack. Wait, what 6? OG 6. 6 as in 11. Sorry, my throat just like stopped working for a second there. Need to have Sandy River 23. I'm trying to keep this to just WWF stuff. But like if I were to do a full batch, we could expand and do all of the 2-footers. Like all of the 2-footers. 6 as in 11, 11 as in 6 as in the original that 11 is based on. Or is that 7? Is it originally based on 7 or 6? It's based on 7. I don't know why I thought it was 6. My bad. I don't know why I thought it was 6 the whole time. Oh, 6 was a tender engine. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, never mind. Yeah, no, I was way off then. Oh shoot. Fake fan. Yeah, no, shame on me. I even made that spreadsheet and everything. I'm such a fake fan. No, but for real, like, we could do all sorts of cool stuff from the other 2-footers. The problem is a full batch can only be made in increments of 100 packs, or at least increments of 50 packs. So, a minimum of 100, and we might be able to increment 50 from there, but really we'd increment 100 from there. So the smallest order of a full batch would be 100 packs, which costs like $400 to produce on a good day, and then you go from there. Whereas a museum batch, you can make as many as you want. You can make 10 in increments of 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, however many packs we think that are reasonable to make that we can sell. And I know if I made a museum batch for the WWF gift shop, they would have me. But I know I wouldn't want to make more than like 30 of them, because how many people there are actually going to buy trading cards, right? I know the trading cards have a pretty significant following at the WWF, like probably better than any other singular place, maybe outside of the Providence Northern, maybe including the Providence Northern. But it's still, you'd need to sell to 30 people to empty the stock, and that's a lot of people. Even if we get 10 people buying them right off the bat, which I think is optimistic. That leaves us 20 packs to maybe sell to the general public, or maybe convince people to buy duplicates, or maybe convince people to buy cards for the first time. But that's why I say, oh, we definitely need a museum batch, because we can be a lot more flexible with the production of it. A full batch, the rarity ratios demand a minimum number of packs of 100. So that's printing 520 cards, and also organizing all those, which is kind of a pain. You got to get out the random number generator and take it for a spin. Dedicated trading card shelf with decor that has your face with thumbs up. Something I would love is little, like, 3D printed stands to put the cards in to face them out. Mossy, do you think you could make something like that? Do you think you can make a little I'm thinking something like a board game, very simple, like, the shape like that, or maybe shaped like this, so that you slide it in at an angle. Because I would love to be able to display them and shoot. I mean, if you want to figure out how much they cost to make, we could sell them on the website. Oh, somebody just joined the server. Lenny Derlaster. Somebody send Lenny Derlaster the welcome comrade message. But I wouldn't be opposed to selling something like that. I also would not be opposed to selling branded binders, which is something that we've talked about before. But I'm just nervous to move to, like, other merchandise. Not because I'm worried about them getting in the way of the trading cards, but because the trading cards literally don't get in the way much. I mean, like I said, where's my face cam? Like I said, this cardboard box, this one right here behind me, has the entire store stock in it, including all, like, 35 packs of cards that have been purchased and are ready to get shipped out. The black box has all of the batch 4, and all the other white cards you see are the batch 5s, or sorry, the batch H01 Marks Madness. So even if I were to finish the Railway 200 batch in record time, and it's done and here by, like, the end of next month, it's not going to take up that much space, which is really, I'm very grateful for that. But, like, if I started doing t-shirts or something, I would have to make them to order, or I'd really have to take a long, hard think about how do I store everything. Because right now, what you see is what you get. They live on my coffee table. If I need to use the coffee table, I move the box somewhere else. My coworker owns a company where he has little 3D printed gizmos. I'll ask what he does. Sure. I just want to support the trading cards. I want to make cool things, but moreover, being able to send, and also, if there is something that can lay flat, that'd be fantastic. Lay flat, and maybe it's just like a 2-piece thing that you slot together. Is that realistic? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But my ideal would be something that can hold a trading card up so that you're looking at it like that. Excuse me. And it can go in an envelope. Because I don't want to start buying boxes to ship things in. That is a pain. I actually need to figure out international shipping better than I already do it. Currently, I can only ship to the UK and Canada outside of the US. And currently, it does not, like, the shipping setup does not care if you order 1 pack or if you order 10 packs. Now, note, Mossy, envelope doesn't necessarily mean envelope. It means... I have my pajamas on. You can judge me all you want. It means envelope. Like, this person... I didn't put their name on camera. This person... from Omaha, ordered 6 packs. That is the most I've ever crammed in a 6x9. Uh, that is the most I've ever crammed in a 6x9. People have ordered more than that. Um, Famously, Mew ordered 12 packs, and that is why I keep one of these in reserve. Because if I need to send an order of more than 6 packs, I need to get out the big envelope. Now, the problem is the shipping setup on the website does not account for that, so I end up eating a lot of shipping costs. On the flip side, when somebody only buys 1 pack, I can actually ship that envelope with 2 stamps. I can ship it for $1, ish. And then I make a couple dollars on shipping. But that doesn't happen super often. Usually it's like 2 or 3 packs that people are buying. I think that's like probably the median order is 2 or 3 packs. And 2 or 3 packs is about break even. It's usually around $5 to $6, and I charge people $5. So, like, I don't want to scare people away with shipping costs, but I also want the shipping costs to actually reflect how much it will cost me to ship them, because I don't like making $4 on shipping. I would rather make $4 on product, because it just feels disingenuous otherwise. Like that's not really cool. Hold on a second. Welcome. Nobody did it, because Mew's. Oh, no, this person joined and then leave. Yep, they joined and then left. Okay. All right. Well, whatever. See ya. Whatever. And this is why you roll out the welcome mat early. So yeah, I don't love making money off of shipping, but I also don't love losing money on shipping. I know that's kind of when you ship stuff, you sort of have to be willing to fudge it. You have to be willing to, like, well, this is how much I thought it was going to cost, and this is how much it does cost, and whatever the difference is whatever the difference is, and we just have to live with that. Ideally it sort of evens out, right? Ideally you make a little bit here and lose a little bit here, and overall you aren't, dramatically overcharging your customers, but you also aren't losing money on shipping that is eating into your revenue, and preventing you from breaking even on your product, or making money on your product if it's what puts food on the table. I'm grateful for the fact that I do not need to depend on the trading card business for anything except for maybe recouping its own expenses, which it does if you don't include the cost to run the website, which is substantial. Because website hosting is a pain. So, yeah. That's my peek behind the curtain for today. Hope you all enjoyed that. It's 8:45. I still haven't made any industries. And, like, if anyone gears up to complain about how much I'm currently charging for shipping, like, I assure you, I'm not winning here. Like, I apologize that you have to pay the $5 flat rate fee for the one thing of trading cards that you wanted. If you want to make it worth your while, buy a second pack, because then the price jumps up to $5. I doubt anyone would mind the cost bumping up a few bucks to cover it. Yeah, I just wanted to be accurate. I just wanted to be a true representation of this is what it costs to actually ship the thing. And the reason that I want to do that is because I want to ship to other countries, especially with the Railway 200 batch being mostly built on non-American engines. I'm hoping that we can attract more of a non-American audience with this. I'm hoping that we can get some people from further afield that are interested in the cards. I'm talking, you know, the people that uh, are represented by these cards. Uh, you know, people from Australia and India and France and Germany and China even. I don't know if China can order from us really, but we do have a Welsh we have multiple Welsh 2-footers coming in Railway 200. We've got Talachlin and we've got Meriden Emeris, and I know what Talachlin is 2'3", but beside the point. You got what I mean. Um, so yeah, Meriden, aka Merlin. There we go. So that will also be our first Fairly. So we're getting our first Fairly in there. We are also getting our first Garrett trading card. Um, yeah, I mean we're gonna go from there. This place I don't even know where to begin with. Like seriously, I don't know where to begin with it. You talk me into getting some, I'll do that and you can bring them up to you. Yeah, I mean, order some, select for delivery so that you don't get charged the shipping fee. And, uh, and then, yeah, either when I come up or when TJ or Mew comes up next, I will make sure to send them with them. Mew is already going to be hanging on for deliveries. Actually, I don't know when I will see you, but I know you're going to the Foam Tacular, um, and Mew is going to be delivering things to Casey, so you'll see each other then, and Mew can also deliver that to you. Mew's really going to be getting his wings as a delivery boy, um, on this one. But that's okay. That's very helpful. I appreciate Mew. Uh, the Foam Apocalypse, the Foam Anova, um, the Foamtacular, the Foamtrocity, the Foamunaire. Uh, it will be a it will be all of the things, all of the everything all at once. I think that's what this movie was about, right? Um, haven't seen it. I just kind of figured that's probably how it goes. There's probably a big boy. There's got to be, right. It's everywhere all at once. Everything everywhere all at once. If it's not, if there's no big boy, it's not everything, right? So that's false advertising. If there are no, yes, the everything bagel, the everything bagel. There was a joke about that in the most recent Empire review. Mossy, you should come down for an Empire review. If you like variety shows, the Empire review is a great time. Um, and also, if you watched the wedding live stream and you thought the guy playing the piano was super cool, uh, you know, it can only get Marks Madison into the woods. The Empire Review, spelled Revue, is a local variety show put on by Keith Munslow and his troupe of performers, the Sparkling Beatniks. They are incredible. What's up, baby? You got some ice cream? I would join you, but I am done eating today. I think. Probably. Maybe I'll have some grapes when I'm done with this. I mean, a duck walked up to a lemonade stand. Got any glue? uh, um, yeah, the Empire Review is a lot of fun. Yeah, they do it seasonally too, so it's once every few months. So it gives you time to like recover and then get it out of the way. All right, and not and clear your schedule rather. Um, I beat Matt to the duck joke. Nice. Um, I don't know why I thought trading cards were like $20. So this is a bargain. I don't know why I don't order it more often. I mean, it's I it's at cost for me. I I so if we want to peek more behind the curtain, right? And maybe I shouldn't be sharing so much on air, but I guess I'll just do it anyway. Um, I developed my cost assessment for how much it's going to be to print a batch, and that includes getting pictures, um, because sometimes you got to pay through the nose for photos, and then I, I use that as the basis to do the math for how much is a single pack of the cards going to cost, and then I try to get the best coupon code I can. So my profit margin is based on the coupon code. I make like, a couple cents per pack without that. But with the coupon code, I can make a little bit more than that. Not really that much. I think, like, I don't remember what the, I don't know what the math's out to, but it's not like I'm making money hand over fist. I say this both as a friend and a customer: charge more and make money, the cards are worth it. Well, I did up price. I did price up the Marks Madness batch, partially because it was a tremendous pain in the neck, but also because it has the Heist brand attached to it a little bit. And I thought, well, we'll see if people will spring for this, given that it's got a little bit more clout. Right. And they have. I don't really want to increase prices, though. I really don't. I like keeping them accessible. I like not worrying about this on my taxes because they don't make money. But in seriousness, I don't really want to go crazy with it. The thing is, I want people to be able to buy a lot of the regular batch packs, the full batch packs. I want people to be able to buy, like 3 and 4 packs of cards without really breaking a sweat, because, because you don't get everything. So if you don't get what you want, like, I don't want to leave customers unhappy. I want people to be able to get the cards that they want to get, whether that is, luckily by just getting the right cards, or by having enough trading fodder to get the cards that you want from somebody else. The museum type batches are going to be more expensive. Well, Matt, you say that, but if you are a member of the server, there is a coupon code. Which keeps the price the same. So I wanted to get the best of both worlds there. I wanted to make sure that the people that I know are good customers and that I can depend on get the price that they deserve, and folks that are coming into it because they know Mark's brand and are used to, like, buying railroad merchandise from somebody who's actually trying to make a living off of it. They'll pay the slightly higher price. It's the way it be. It's a community discount. Put it that way. And it, by and large, has worked, although I don't know if people would have bought more without the increase to $8 a pack. I don't want to do like $10 a pack unless we're talking about the museum batches. Because the museum batches, you get all the cards, like all of them. There's only 6, you get all 6. There's no uncertainty there. If you want the cards, you get them. So I can charge a little bit more because I know that nobody is going to. No, I didn't. So I'll come back to that. Shoot, where the heck was I? But no, I didn't need cost for the community discount. I once again started with the okay. These are $6 a pack, and like originally they were going to go in the high store. So we talked about pricing with that in mind initially, and then I asked, you know what, my store's almost empty. Can I hang on to these? And I was told, yeah, that's fine, no big deal. The high store is currently doing a lot with the whole we started a model railroad company situation, or model train company. And I was like, cool, if that's a win for both of us, I'm very happy about that. I will just hang on to these cards and put them on my own store, but I'm going to keep the pricing up a little bit, but I still want to give the community members the leg up. These probably could have all been priced at $6 a pack, and I would have been okay. I wouldn't have lost money on it. Again, still probably not enough to cover the website hosting, which is the real like kick in the teeth of all this. Because I'm just focused on how much is it to make trading cards, and not how much is it to make trading cards and also run the website to put those trading cards on. If I had just like had them on the high store to begin with, this would not really be a conversation. So no, I am just I'm basically breaking even with the community discount, and everyone who buys it without the coupon code is putting money towards the operation of the website. Put it that way. And if these sell well, even at the higher price point, it means that doing the collabs with Mark is really worth it for this, and I'm going to try to keep that up. Not just because Heist's big YouTube guy, but also because I really like Mark. I think he's cool, and I like doing stuff with him. I'll just give you a few dollars. It's no big deal. This isn't a charity. I'll buy you a coffee. Thanks. You buy Gloria a coffee. Baby.
What?
Oh, you've got your headphones on. Never mind. There was no reaction to what I said, so I was surprised. Buy me a yacht club. Yeah, that would be sweet. I got you $1. Listen, I'm trying to walk the line between sounding like I'm destitute and like I'm the trading card side hobby is making me broke. Listen, I spend less per year on trading cards, even not including revenue. I spend less per year on trading cards than like most people I know spend on model trains. It's fine. It's fine. Don't buy trading cards out of pity. Don't avoid using the coupon code out of pity. Buy the cards you want. Use the code if you have it. Pro works for WSP, so he is destitute. I'm trying to walk the line between sounding like I'm not destitute, but also I'm not price gouging people for trading cards. It'd be really funny if that person who joined and then left was just here to get the coupon code. You know, will I see another thing in here with the coupon code? That's not both of you. Okay. I still don't know what I want to do with this, but boy, it looks better. It looks better than it did. How about that? In fact, I think I want to throw a couple trees in here. We might be at the point where I need to give up on my like, we're going to do all the trees at once crusade and just start placing trees down, because come on. I got to place trees. We're going to need trees. This is starting to look real, though. Okay. Really, it's a hobby. It is a hobby. Should I have a second beer, yes or no? Are you working tomorrow, or are you off because it's Friday? Because if you are off, then I mean I don't really see a problem with a second beer. Uh, let's see. Let's put lines in this parking lot. Um, I don't get hungover anyway. You should hang out with Gloria more. We'll see about that. Um, not from two beers. That's an important. That's an important asterisk. God damn, I have the Project Hail Mary soundtrack stuck in my head so bad right now. I have time to go fishing stuck in my head. That's the other thing. That's the other thing about Project Hail Mary. Mossy, you need to see it. The soundtrack is incredible. It's so good. Like when TBA said, "Oh, I'm gonna go see Project Hail Mary," my first thought was, "Okay, go see it, and then go home and listen to the soundtrack. It's worth it." And I saw an interview with the composer, and it's really fascinating how he decided to include all sorts of different music in there, because it's not just it's not Hans Zimmer Interstellar organ. It is like, oh, there's like choral arrangements and wood blocks and all sorts of other different instruments, because the idea was like, this is a mission for all of humanity, and all of humanity is here with you. And you know that's so good. That's such a good vibe. Um, okay, there we go. We have terrible parking lot. Um, you know what? I don't like looking at this. We're not gonna do this. Um, I think the last day it's in theater is next Wednesday. Oh, can I drag TT Shireen and Gloria back to the theater? Can I justify the expense? I mean, I'm not going to do IMAX again. That's so expensive. Uh, Here I am talking about money again. I swear to God, I'm not scrounging. I swear. Uh, yes, I goofed. I goofed the other day, uh, and was not paying attention to where the money was in the accounts, and I got smacked with an overdraft fee. But that's not because I'm destitute. It's because I am dumb. Uh, it was for my credit union too. Like, credit unions are supposed to be the good ones. Why do they have overdraft fees? That's just rude. Um, pro word for WP. Stop it. Uh, with socket moment. Now I realize my whole bank account arrangement is set up for a totally different era of my life, and I need to get with the program. Uh, I've got auto drafts coming out of two different accounts, and I need to pay attention to both of them all of the time. Like, I need to constantly switch between using one account and the other for like day-to-day expenditures, because my paycheck is going into both of them. Therefore, like, I need to withdraw from them evenly. I only this week realized how stupid this is, and now I need to embark on an endeavor to figure out what all of my auto drafts are, um, and put them all on one account. It's dumb. It's dumb. I don't know what else to say. Like, I should have fixed this years ago, uh, but I didn't. No, I don't like that gravel. Let's go with the cranked asphalt. Why not? Okay. I have a checking that I keep only 100, 200 for daily. Then I have short-term savings where I keep my paycheck money between bills. And I have a high-yield savings. Dude, that's smart. This is smart. This person is smart. I am not smart. I have a checking account that all of the money. I have 2 checking accounts where my paycheck goes into. Each of those checking accounts, because they're different with different banks, they have a savings account attached. Uh, the paycheck goes into the two accounts, and then $100 from each of those gets transferred into the savings as like this is my fund that goes up over time. Uh, uh, Careful to do savings because when you deposit and withdraw from it too often, you will get feed. Yeah, I know. I try not to keep my spending money in savings. But then I have like a home equity line of credit that's attached to the other account, which is not attached to my mortgage, which is with a third bank. And the home equity line of credit is awful. It sucks. It's not a fixed rate. It's miserable. I hate it. But it was better than my student loans at the time. That's why I have my short-term savings as a checking. Yeah, that makes sense. That does literally make sense. No, I'm just the schmuck with 2 checking accounts and 2 savings accounts. It's bad over here. It's dumb. Don't. This is not financial advice. Actually, yes, it is. Don't do that. God, we're peeling back the curtain really hard today. Anybody who wanted to know anything about me, yikes. Like, nobody knows this. It's just been on my mind. $10 a month interest? Wow. That's pretty substantial. Like, genuinely substantial. What is a checking account other than a very short-term savings account? It sounds fine to me. Yeah, I mean, depends on your rate, right? Social Security number now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'll just check to make sure nobody wrote anything in Tolbrynd Peninsula thread. Tell us about all your past traumas. Okay, so when I was no, I don't actually. I can't come up with trauma on the spot. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Does that mean I don't have any, or that it's really repressed? Past traumas. I don't know. Oh, past traumas. Got into a Second Amendment debate with somebody about the literal wording of the amendment, and somebody else jumped in and just got all over me about, like, how are you going to defend yourself if you don't have a gun? And I was like, that's not the discussion that I'm trying to have right now. But that got it totally took over the discussion. And then later, they told everyone the discussion was about that, and not like not the wording of the amendment. Well, really, what they said was like that I just totally pivoted and changed sides when I didn't change any of my opinions on the topic, but we mostly agreed on, we could find common ground on that, and it just made it seem like I was just capitulating. But that's not what I wanted to talk about. Anyway, there's my trauma. That's from 12th grade science class. Yeah, 12th grade science class. That keeps me up at night. Just like me sitting in the back of the class, like, that's not what we were talking about. I didn't just totally pivot. I was trying to find common ground with you. But you know what? Whatever. I don't even know those people anymore. I don't know what happened to them. I mean, I can guess. But going to high school in like the bougie part of Cranston was a trip for me, who did not grow up in the bougie part of Cranston. I grew up in the last good neighborhood before the ghetto. And I remember walking too far one day and going like, this is not my beautiful neighborhood. Okay, wait, hold on. I want this grass. Yeah, and that's the spiciest. I feel like that is like overly spicy for what I usually talk about. Even when I do delve into politics, I don't really try. I try not to get like salty or really even super opinionated. Uh, yeah, this is not my beautiful ass, but just like that chaps my hides. It's just like just because I agreed with you on certain things doesn't mean I gave up my position in the discussion which originally started this whole thing, which you did not care about. You just wanted to talk about how much you love guns. Um, and you know, I'm not trying to say that there was arguing in bad faith. I think that is genuinely what I think that the response is genuinely what they thought happened in the situation, but they weren't the person I was originally talking to. Keeps me up at night is when I was in the second grade. I was walking in front of the classroom to get to the pencil sharpener. I tripped on the power cord for the projector. Probably, I assume, one of the overhead projectors, the big ones on the carts. Um, that's what I'm thinking of. Too late. I've already portrayed you as the Soyjek version of myself as the Chad checkmate loser. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Uh, you know what? Let's get some Jersey barriers in here. No. Jersey bumper. Hi, Beckman. You know, it's kind of funny, like, no one is ever going to see this, no one's ever going to see, this area from this angle because this track is fully, like, this track is not active. It doesn't go anywhere. It goes, oh wait, no, sorry, I lied. I was thinking about this one. I've been thinking this was this the whole time. Legitimately. This is the one that goes nowhere. This goes to the road. It doesn't even get across the road. It went here to the big dairy. Fell down a crash. Teacher got upset. Made everyone do reading time. The embarrassment I felt from that, I still feel. Damn. I just remember the time I totally ripped one in the middle of class, and my teacher was like, "Really? You can't hold that in? Like, did you have to do that?" And I was like, "No, I didn't see it coming. I'm sorry." Well, I probably didn't apologize. I did not know it was coming, or maybe I just didn't. Maybe I did and I didn't care. Either one would be kind of on brand for me. Everybody poops. Sorry, hate to break it to you. But it was loud, and I disrupted class with it, and the teacher made me go stand in the hallway. Jersey bumper sounds like something 13-year-old me would find on Urban Dictionary and then tell all my friends about. Yes. Teacher, my fart is on the floor. We made it past 9:15. Everyone do your stretch again. Ow. Okay. Everybody left when we started talking about our trauma. How weird. Okay. We still need to do an industry, I think. Let's see. Should we be working in South Bellington? South Bellington. We've got this place. We've got the Aeolus Bread Company, which, yeah, not bad. Let's look at the industries in balance really quick. Or the commodity balance, rather. Oh my god. Just another flat stock flour bag pallet. Yeah, we could bring in some flour bags. We could bring in a couple of cars of flour bags from the other place. Jesus Christ. Jesus, Matt. Old grains. Old grain. Do we need, like, we should be dropping off grain here. The fact that this says Royal Port Seafood is not helpful. We also have doorways here, which we don't have. We have doorways here too. So we have a spot here to unload hoppers. We have a spot for box cars, flat cars, or box cars, or maybe gons, but probably not. I mean, one of these has got to be packaging, right? Still trust his farts like they're his faith. That's a good saying. Um, okay, let's see. I mean, do we want to drop off grain here? That's the real question. We've got grain HP. Do we have another kind of grain, like a bread grain that we could use? No, we just have grain. So that's fine. We'll drop off a carload of grain here every once in a hot minute, I guess. No grain, no gain. And then over here we could spot some boxcars. I mean, this might be the outbound. And then we don't actually need to do anything over here. For goodness sake. You've got half an hour, Venkman. Venkman. Yeah, I know. Your life is hard. He's very hungry. The very limited bread works. What would a bread factory need in a flat car? Seriously. Probably nothing. Oh, I just noticed this is sticking out weird. Big loaf. Big loaf candy mountain. Big loaf bready mountain. Yeasty mountain. Okay. The problem is you can't get anything from one side to the other. So you gotta like bring stuff all the way around and in. But I think that's fine because this is like a distribution warehouse, and then on this side we can have drop off grain and other thing. Machinery parts is a good one. The only problem is Tolbrynd is pretty much designed from the ground up to have every industry served every day, which means that rare deliveries just aren't going to show. It doesn't really work, which is kind of a failing on my part because I didn't expect it to turn out like this. I didn't anticipate living railroad. This is, I expected everything to be automated and therefore everything would get turned over every day. Because every day would be exactly the same as the last. Now, we're in a situation where we don't need to do that, but I still want the intrigue of being able to do every industry every day. Maybe their stuff breaks daily is a very good point, actually. Hadn't considered that. Maybe everything sucks all of the time. No, so let's slip a 20-meter industry in here. And I also don't like doing multiple inputs and outputs on the same track. But we've been doing that more often, and that was mostly an AI headache problem. Nowadays, with Living Railroad, we might be able to get away with it, really. Everything sucks all the time now. You're getting... Yeah, well, it do be like that. And the saying, words to live by, life sucks, then you die. Alright, let's rotate this. This is a 60-meter one, which is... it's too long. I need like a 40-meter one. Why is it so big? This room for garbage? Ugh. Alright, whatever. We'll just use the first 2 doors. Or maybe we'll just aim for the middle one. Or the first one. No, let's do right here. I don't actually know how far within this catchment area that it needs to be. Yep. Nope, locked by parent. What do you mean locked by parent? Locked by parent? Uh-oh, wait, don't tell me. No! Damn it! Oh, well, at least this doesn't have a thing. Okay, alright, alright, alright. Well, I should have realized what was going on sooner. Let's see. Add a spline point there. Delete this. Add a spline point back here, I guess. Delete this. And then give me that BNSF 50 track. Boop. Thank you. Goodbye. Once again, this is the way it be. The invisible track is just going to camouflage the built-in industry track, and we're going to carry on from there. Okay. Well, could be worse. Okay, this I can probably use a 60 meter for, though. When we get to like 15 minutes left, I will go and do the next I will go and do the next car spawner. Although I really ought to spend an hour with them trying to get them to work. Like, actually checking if they can work. Because right now, they do not work. Maybe I do not do a car spawner today, and we start next episode with an hour of train AI shenanigans. You know, not AI. Living Railroad. We'll call it what it's called. Because, you know, AI doesn't exist. It will ruin everything anyway, but it doesn't exist. Give me this. Plug it into there. Anyone left in the audience? Should I make a car spawner this episode or not? Should I wrap with one, or should I just leave it and do the hour of... I mean, either way, we should do the hour of trains running next episode. AI is neither artificial nor intelligent. I mean, it... yeah. No clue what that is, but sure. Thank you, Evan. The car spawners for the uninitiated are the things that I've built at the end of the railroad in staging, quote-unquote. That every hour they spawn a set of usable cars for the map. If there is already a set of full cars, if there's nothing there, it fills them up. If there is already a set of full cars, then it makes them empties. And if there is already a set of empties as well, then it trashes them. And it says, we don't need more cars right now, we're good. So... Sorry. Okay. Let's see. We want this to be... Do we have bread? I didn't check. Do we have bread as a commodity? Ballast baggage, barley, bituminous coal, bricks, bromine, no bread. No bread! We have brome product load, which is a narrow gauge thing. Control F, bread... No, we don't. Product crate. Oh, shoot. Del Monte product crate. I don't know. Nickman, where are you going? Aren't you hungry? I know, you screamy little guy. Okay, alright, hold on, let's see, show me what you got. What's up? Screen. Okay, industries and balance. So let's look at the commodity balance. We're already making San Marcos product crates. I think those are coming out of producer industries, San Marcos product crates. Those are coming out of here. These are some sort of meat product, right? They are probably steaks, if I had to guess. Probably steaks. They're coming out of Ameren Meats. So, because nothing else is coming out of Ameren Meats other than general goods. General goods are probably some sort of beef byproduct, and product crates are cow. They're made from cow. They're all made from cow, but the edible part of the cow. So that means San Marcos product crate is probably meat. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to do this. I'm going to paste one column right, and it's going to say notes. Notes. Scary, right? Bottom align, please. San Marcos product crate. Okay. The other thing is milk cans, 20 gallons. We produce 4 carloads of milk cans, 20 gallons. Those need to go to the dairy. That's pretty much it. They just need to go to the dairy, period. We could get more of those from somewhere else. Oh, I forgot to do this last time. Cola's here. We did canned beans on pallet, right? Which units per carload 40, so that's 160 north, and then cattle. Did we do cattle? We did cattle, right? Units per carload 20. Let's do 80 north. We'll come back to those later in the stream. I think we also might have done diesel fuel. I need to check what all the car spawners are. But we need to look at the other product crates. The other product crates are our ticket to having other kinds of food product. If San Marcos is meats, and Del Monte is vegetables, because everybody knows Del Monte corn. Although it doesn't exist anymore, if I'm right? I think Del Monte corn is gone. Product crate. I thought we had 4 different kinds of product crate. Tartan product crate, San Marcos product crate. Really, we only have 3? Del Monte product. Oh, Sunkissed. Sunkissed crate is the other one. Sunkissed has got to be fruit, right? There's no way that's not fruit. So we've got fruit, veggies, meats, and grains, I guess, right? Tartan product crate is grains. So that's like part of the food pyramid. Food pyramid. Let's see the old school one. I don't care about the accuracy. I just want to look at this. At least it's made by a human being. Wait, this is not the one that I'm used to. Where's the giant thing of grain at the bottom from the grain subsidy? Nuts, seeds, bean, and tofu. Okay, well, rice and pasta is near the top. I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this. This is literally racism against Italians. You cannot have pasta in the small part of the food pyramid. You're supposed to eat that at least 4 times a week. Anyway, no. Wait, alcohol is here? Since when is alcohol? I mean, it's not on the food pyramid, it's over here. Daily multivitamin plus extra vitamin D for most people who stay inside. I don't know who that could be talking about. I don't know anyone who stays inside most of the time. Am I looking pale to you guys? Anyway, we're not doing beans and tofu. Get that out of here. But like grains, veggies, and fruits. Do we do veggies and fruits together? Because because meats is just going to be meats. Like, meats is going to be fish, poultry, and eggs, and also red meat. So we need grains, and we already have dairy, because dairy is just dairy, right? Although, I mean, I suppose we could mix that in with cheese and milk and whatever. That would be the other one. That would be the tartan, or no, because we've got what? Refresh my memory again. We have Sunkissed, we have tartan, we have Del Monte, and we have San Marcos. San Marcos is meat. We know that already. Sunkissed has almost certainly got to be fruits, if not fruits and vegetables, which means that tartan or Del Monte are are grain products, bread, stuff like that. But it's kind of weird to have Sunkissed and also Del Monte. Sorry, that's not Del Monte. Was everyone reading that as Del Monte, or am I crazy? That says Delmonite. That says Delmonite product crate. And I'm going to bet that that's not a mistake, and it has just been locked into my brain as Del Monte for a long time. Let's see, what car accepts this? The PFE Reefer does. PFE Reefer is right here. Nope, it's Del Monte. Okay, it is Del Monte. It's been Del Monte the whole time. Okay. Del Monte. It's Del Monte. Del Monte product crates. Of course it's Del Monte. What the hell is Delmonite? I made that up. Loads. Let me see the loads, please. General goods. Oh wait, these are the crates. Del Monte product crate. We're just breeding. Great, we're here. We made it to Breen. We made it through 2.5 hours, and we finally got to Breen. Yay. Okay. Del Monte, I feel like needs to be vegetables. Sunkissed, I feel like needs to be fruit. But like the delivery profiles on those are going to be pretty damn similar. You're not really going to have a place where you're delivering fruit but not veggies. Are you? What places would take fruit but not veggies? Because it's all going to a grocery store. Right. But what else? What else is going on here? Where does fruit go? Because veggies, you get, like, break it down. Like, no, like, because we've got, like, these are all finished products. These are all the produce that is going to a place that's going to market, right? And in fact, what should be done is similar to what is done with the general goods, where we take all of the product crates, bring them to a big warehouse, and then that spits out a different commodity that represents food, just mixed food. Like, this is the food commodity. We don't have a food commodity, but we do have palletized goods, which we're already using already. Charmin paper towels palette, yeah, thank you. But we have fruit pallets, we have fruit canned on pallet, so we've got fruit covered, so we don't actually need the fruit product crate to be a fruit product crate, okay? Orange pallet, pallet of goods, not palletized goods, pallet of goods. We looked at this before. What is the difference? One is custom boxcar. Pretty sure we use that. One is mill gondola. Right, that's why we're not using that. Okay. Thank you for reminding me. YZ General Goods. What are you? You want to go into the GBW 50-foot boxcar. That's still a 50-footer, though. See, this is the problem. It's a 50-footer. It doesn't really look right. GBW 50-foot boxcar. However, it will... You. Sorry. Oh, it's you. Doesn't have a roof walk. It's definitely kind of out of era. But this is YZ General Goods, parentheses, load. Pallet of goods, palletized. We can't really use pallet of goods. We really can't. Which means because we already used palletized goods, we have to use YZ General Goods. And YZ General Goods is honestly kind of fine for food. I think it's fine. I think we'll live. People Powered Railway is finished? Hell yeah. Let's go. Yeah, Bankman's excited too. Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to see the final cut. Okay, but yeah, I think this is food. Like, this becomes food. Do I put notes at the end? I feel like I need to put a spot for notes at the end. Notes. No, you know what? Notes can go once they actually get into the... Notes can go here. Notes can go in commodity balance, alright? Crate for meat. Crate for meat, part of YZ goods. Maybe that's what I have to say, right? Because YZ General Goods load. I need to get in the habit. I need to maintain the habit of using the full title for the commodity. But either way, if we're not doing... Maybe we should do Sunkissed. Maybe we should do Sunkissed, and we should just keep the fruit on its own as fruit, right? Because we've got lots of fruit commodities. We even have fruit and vegetable. We've got fruit can on pallet. We've got fruit pallet. Those are the three things we need. I mean, fruit can on vegetable, fruit can on pallet, and fruit pallet. Two of these are in the regular 40-foot boxcar, fruit can on pallet and fruit pallet. They're pretty much the same thing. And then we've got the custom 40-foot boxcar for fruit and vegetable. So that's fruit and vegetable coming out of place that collects fruit and vegetable, like a farm, not a farm stand per se, but like the opposite of a farm stand. Like they're putting it on the train. Multiple farmers are putting it on the train. To send it to someplace where it will get processed, canned, etc. So fruit and vegetable is all one thing. Yeah, no, I want the product crates to be finished products. Hence the name. So, if it's not going to be Sunkissed and it's not going to be Del Monte, that leads us to Tartan. But I think I want to use Sunkissed. I think I want to use Sunkissed because fruit is covered, so Sunkissed is available, and of that bunch, I think Sunkissed is the best bread name. Yeah, it's the best bread name. Yeah, so sue me. Best bread name. Best bread name. Sunkissed product crates. Alright, so that's what we're gonna make. Here. And now we need our standards. Track town railroad name use. So this is BL, right, for Bellington. Barrier Island. Where the hell have I used Barrier Island? Wait a minute. Hold on. Is that supposed to be over here? Is that this? Or is this? No, this is all GE. There's no island. There's no... Why would I... What is Barrier Island? I saw ML. What the hell is that? I'm crazy. That's not a thing. I made something up. Whatever. BL. I made all of it up. BL. Aeolus bread. Sun-kissed product. Great. Right? Right? Nope. No? Oh, it's Sun-kissed crate. Sun-kissed crate, not product crate. Sun-kissed. I'm gonna go double make sure that that's accurate because it's formatted differently. You over there, look alive, rate to move, money to make. Come on. Nope, it is just Sun-kissed crate. Okay. Okay, sure. And it is in there. It's in there. Sun-kissed crate is the thing that we're going to use. It's not Sun-kissed product crate. It's just Sun-kissed crate. Yes, it is. Okay, next up is the one over here. Nope. It's 15 minutes left. We're going to go make a car spawner. I'm done staring at this. We'll work on that later. Car spawner time. Let me make sure that I have all of our car spawners written down first. These are the car spawners. They look like a circuit board. If a circuit board was boring. Okay, we've got ammonia, barley, square, beer, pallet. Ammonia, yes. Barley, square, beer, pallet, yes. Canned beans on pallet. Yes. Diesel fuel, corn, and coal. Diesel fuel. Equals this times 4. That's what it should always be. North. Diesel fuel, corn, and coal. That times 3 is 240,000. Right? That's, yeah, 240,000. North. We don't have narrow gauge over here. That's not going to be a thing. We're not going to be able to put that at north staging. We're going to have to put that at, like, east staging, northeast staging. If I end up running narrow gauge off the map anywhere, that's where that's going to be. I think we kind of have to do that because we won't be able to have staging otherwise. So it'll be northeast staging. Hi, Venkman. Yeah, I know. You scream. Ammonia, barley, beer, coal, corn, diesel fuel, beans, and cattle. Oh, you know what? It literally, wait, what? Why is ammonia... Am I stupid? What am I doing? Times 4. Yes, just use the damn formula, you moron. Oh my god. Okay. Empty pallets. Oh, this one's going to be a doozy. This one is going to be a doozy. I have a presently supply. They're all over here. They're all in buckets over there. It's just weird to it's weird to have the food pyramid open during this. It's not important right now. TJ just went from third to second to first. Okay, how quickly can we make one of these? Cattle. Next one up is this coal entrance, and we need to get it right. So I'm going to copy that, and I don't want to copy anything else. Well, not yet, anyway. Masa, you're in second place. Let's rename everything we can see the name of first. Oh my god, Venkman is freaking out. Why is he making the I'm gonna throw up meows? I really hope he doesn't throw up in the middle of the show. Or the end of the show, or anywhere else, for that matter. Yeah, that's not important right now. I feel like if you told anyone, yeah, on the Trainz stream last night, we pulled up a food pyramid, not just for fun, for a legitimate reason, for Trainz. I'm not sure how many people would believe you, and I wouldn't blame them. NSTL, blah blah blah, connector signal. Terminate end. Okay. We'll have to do that in a minute. Venkman is genuinely flipping out. Literally flipping out. Like upside down flipping out. But hey, we only do the best here. An STL, this. Please tell me I can mouse over this. Yes. Is he scratching at his feeder? He gets fed now. He gets fed more now than he ever has in the past because the vet said we weren't feeding him enough. NSTL cattle load signal. And he is still the greediest creature. And there he's gone again. At least I can put a dot in. Okay. Consider yourself blessed. Okay. I don't know why I was thinking that, to be honest. You get to build routes with the baddest. That's what I call the Geiger crew. Okay. Now we're missing one up here. So, car spawners. Gotta keep working on this. Alright. How come this one does not have a thing? Cattle. Cattle. Produces 20 cattle. No cattle available for pickup. Wow. Wait, if I make cattle that are available for pickup, will it show up now? Or will it continue to be invisible? Oh, no, there's the cattle. Okay. Okay. NSTL, empty 2.4 meter pallets. Okay. Get rid of that. meter pallets. Way bill 100, please. Products, set you to items, and then this is going to be 40 of these. Okay. Size 40. Starts with 0. Processes. Nope. Get rid of you. Lafayette, are you okay? Creates pallets out of thin air every 900 seconds. It makes 1 carload, which is 10 of them. Okay, how about that? Saving the changes. And that part then should be done? Yes? I mean, it's not showing us pallets, but that's because there aren't any there. No coal available for pickup. Wow, that's a shock. Limited 256 units. That is fine. I don't care. Okay. Final step, aka the most annoying step. Just kidding, not the final step. We need to do the portal first. Portal is called... Please tell me I have this on my clipboard still. Yay. What carries the pallets? It's just some kind of boxcar. Empty 2.4... or maybe it's a flat car. One of the two. No, of course, it's a gondola. Why would you carry pallets in anything other than a big mill gondola? Obviously. Makes total sense to me. And of course, let me see. Commodity balance. Oh, we're only using... Oh, yeah, we are producing 4 carloads and consuming 1 carload? What is consuming 1 carload? How did I manage that? Oh, a production every... Break it down 10 productions a day or 5 productions a day. It will still work. Okay. Now, thankfully, we already make plenty of these, so that's not an issue. But these are going to be in the north end. Car spawner. Check the thing. It's mill gondolas, like I said. Is there an equivalent car? No. Gondola, mill, 52-foot railgun, TS12. So it's new, too. Add new consist. Chevy pickup. Am I remembering right and this thing is backwards or what? Mill gondola, 52-foot railgun. I think that's the one, right? Is that the one? Mill gun, no, it's not. It is not. It is gondola mill, not mill gondola. What a dumb mistake. Who could have made that mistake? Gondola, mill, 52-foot railgun, TS12. Please make 4 of these. And before I do anything else, check for the early ones. Reversed. These are all reversed because the pickup truck is backwards. Okay. One of these definitely had more than one. Yeah, it was you. Okay. First. That was cattle. Alright, this. Add driver to consist. The literal same one as always. Navigate to track mark list. NSTL 2.4 meter pallets. First available track mark. And then wait for 5 seconds. I'm getting better at this. I'm getting faster. Which is good because when I do this, of course, everybody leaves. So the faster I can do it, the less time I have to spend with nobody on the stream when I'm alone and sad. Okay. Schedule at track mark. New trackside entity, and it just goes right to the bottom because why would you make it easy to use? NSTL. You know what? Empty. Yeah, there we go. Number 1. Add new track set entity. Select track mark. Empty. Let's just do number 3 and get out of the way. I like how it's at the bottom of the list. Number 3, out of the way, is you delete the train. That's it. That's what you do. You disappear. Add new track set entity. Select track mark. Empty. Number 2. Number 2, if you end up at number 2, you uncouple, like from the front, and then you navigate to track mark, something terminate, empty pallets terminate, and then you delete yourself. The train will delete itself. Okay. A new track set entity. Nope, I didn't want to do that. My bad. Get rid of that. Delete current entry. Let's remember how to do this. Navigate to. Navigate to. Empty 2.4 liter pallets. Platform, the only one. Load. Navigate to track mark. 2.4 pallets 1. Wait for 5 seconds. Left hit. Go on. Go get your dinner. Decouple number... Nope. Decouple number 1. Navigate to track mark. Empty pallets terminate. And then delete train. Okay. That should be the same as all the other ones. 7 commands looks right to me. Yes. Perfect. Okay, we did it, and it is time to wrap up. TJ, I look forward to seeing the final cut of People Powered Railroad on YouTube. Or elsewhere, but YouTube is certainly not a bad place for it, and you all should look it up too. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you very much. I already said like and stuff, but, you know, please do it. It would be cool. But more importantly, check out our website, theironhorseman.com. You can buy Steam Locomotive trading cards. They're on sale right now. Like, literally on sale. Like, some of them are discounted, and you can get a code if you're in the Discord for more sale. I'll see you next week. This is the Admiral.